Hi, I'm Ashley Rossin. I'm a postdoc with the coral program across the street at NOAA, and most of my time is spent studying urban corals, which I'm going to give you a little bit of a preview for today. As it's probably no shock to all of us living in Miami, there's been a lot of urbanization, especially within our ports. And then the port of Miami also experiences extreme temperature, as well as salinity, pH, and turbidity, kind of what we expect to see in future oceans. But despite all of this, we're seeing these coral communities that are actually thriving and could be a great potential for the restoration of Florida's coral reef. Our lab has been studying the port for about 9 years now, but over the past 3 years, we've really shifted our focus into looking into asexual and sexual propagation of these corals because of their resilience potential. 3 years ago, we started by just looking at before and after the reproductive season to see whether or not these corals that were experiencing such stressful conditions, if they were even able to produce gametes. So this is a histological image that I actually did in the last year of my PhD, and we can see that these corals are producing really large vitellogenic eggs. Those things that look like sunny side up eggs are in fact the reproductive structures. We also see late stage spermatocysts, and not only are we seeing that eggs before the season are large and vitellogenic, they also are of a comparable size to their same respective species out on the reef. So it's likely that these gametes could produce viable offspring. During the reproductive season, we are out in the port watching these corals, hoping that they're going to spawn. We've also started moving these corals into land-based nurseries and hatcheries to see whether or not they spawn under more normal lunar cues. Unfortunately, we have never seen spawning in the port. But last year, for the first time in American history, we did see an urban coral spawn, and thanks to the Coral Reef Futures Lab, we were able to actually cross that urban coral with a reef, with reef gametes. Following the reproductive season, we do see that their mesenteries are completely empty, so they are spawning in the port even though we are not physically seeing it. With that cross that we got from the reef urban last April, it was a Diploria labyrinthiformis, which is one of the brain corals. We ran an experiment this past winter with 4 different crosses that are also in restoration pipelines. So these are 4 crosses that are very likely to do well in future climate change scenarios. Despite this, over the 40 days that we ran this experiment, these urban reef crosses performed the best. They had the highest chance of survivability, and in my very kind words, they just would not die when they were supposed to, but it is really hopeful for future climate change and especially Florida's coral reef and restoration.